Elasticity on a demand curve varies at different points on the demand curve. To show price elasticity on a graph, we're going to use the following data. What this data tells us is that at $10, 0 units of the product are going to be sold. At $3, 7 units of the product are going to be sold. And at $5 or equilibrium, 5 units are going to be sold. Now we go to the graph. So here's our graph. On this portion of the graph, the demand is elastic. This means that the percent change in price is less than the percent change in quantity demanded. This also means that to increase revenue, the firm should lower its prices. By doing so, more consumers will buy the good. Even though the price has decreased, enough is being sold to offset the price. Likewise, this portion of the graph is inelastic. That means that the percent change in price is greater than the percent change in quantity demanded. It also means an increase in revenue will come from an increase in price. Though this will turn some consumers away, the higher price that is, it will not deter enough to decrease revenue, but will instead increase revenue. Then, at $5 for 5 units, or equilibrium, the demand is unit elastic. This means that the percent change in price equals the percent change in quantity demanded. So either way you go, the percent change will be equal. For college classes, you're required to have many different textbooks. The demand for these textbooks is very inelastic. This is due to the fact that there are very few available substitutes. So you have to pay the price that you are required of these textbooks. So in most cases, this will be very expensive. You don't have the opportunity to go find a lower cost for these textbooks, making the demand inelastic. Whereas the elasticity for textbooks is very inelastic, the elasticity for normal books, such as the Muller Report, are very elastic. This is due to the fact that there are many available substitutes. You can come to the bookstore and pay $15 for this textbook, or you can go to a used bookstore and see if you can find it. You can go to the library where you can potentially check it out for free. So there are many available substitutes to get books that you want to read, such as the Muller Report.
Hello, my name is Gravelle, and I'm here to talk about the elasticity of the product of gasoline. Gasoline is a very highly sought for item in today's world. There's not a replacement for it unless you're wealthy enough to have an electric car or just refuse to drive. So it is a very inelastic product. The price fluctuates almost daily, and in the past couple of weeks, the price has gone up almost 20 cents. This shows that this is a very inelastic product.
Our final example of elasticity has to do with labor as a product. In a certain field, some people have a higher demand for their service than other people. Those people with a higher demand are more inelastic because there are fewer available substitutes to replace them. A good example of the differences in demand for labor would be in the world of baseball. In baseball, a player's production can be measured with a stat called WAR, which stands for wins above replacement. This measures his overall production. Players like Mike Trout and Clayton Kershaw typically have well above average WAR calculations, which communicates that there are fewer available replacements that can do what they do, which in turn makes their demand higher and makes them more inelastic in price, which is then communicated in their contracts. They would be toward the bottom right of the graph that we showed at the beginning of this video. On the flip side, you have players then that are more elastic, meaning that their WAR is about average and that there are more available replacements for them. Especially in a world of baseball right now where there's an excess of young, suitable major league talent. Players like Adam Jones, who was a free agent last winter, who is a very productive major league outfielder, was not able to get a good major league contract because he became so elastic in the market that no teams had a high demand for him anymore. Therefore, he signed a $2.5 million deal with Arizona, whereas a few years ago he may have been less elastic or more inelastic and would have been able to sign a higher deal.